Now, special assignment. Tonight, we continue our undercover investigation that has the whole town talking. Tonight, our I-Team's hidden cameras expose more filthy conditions at some of LA's most popular restaurants. Investigative reporter Joel Grover joins us now with more of his 4-month-long investigation. Joel.
Well, when you eat out, you assume the restaurant you're at is clean and safe. But that's not what our hidden cameras saw behind the kitchen door at some very well-known places. Our investigation found the inspection system that's supposed to keep our restaurants clean is sometimes failing to protect us. You're about to go undercover inside some of LA's most famous restaurants. Places known for some of the best food in town. But places we found have some of the dirtiest conditions. Conditions the health department has known about for years.
The county is risking hundreds of people's lives every day.
For 4 months, the I-Team examined every inspection from every LA restaurant for 2 years. We couldn't believe what we found. Nearly 30% of restaurants consistently get poor to failing grades on their inspections. Joe Nash runs the county's inspection program. Are you happy with that? 30% of restaurants with low scores?
To answer that, no.
You probably think if a restaurant is really dirty, the county would close them down. After all, every month in the newspaper, there's a list of restaurants the health department has closed. But we found most restaurants that repeatedly fail their inspections are never closed down. Like Cantor's Restaurant on Fairfax Avenue, a landmark for 50 years. Look what we found when we sent one of our researchers to work there undercover. Every day we see this. Raw turkeys left out unrefrigerated for up to 9 hours. That's against the law because deadly bacteria can grow fast. Down the hallway, we find garbage piled 6 feet high. Garbage that attracts hungry cockroaches, which we catch crawling around boxes of food. At Cantor's famous bakery, look around these bags of flour. We see hundreds of rat droppings, evidence of a rat infestation.
They carry the bubonic plague, and the rat has to be kept out of food facilities.
We asked Dr. Pete Snyder, a food safety expert, to review Cantor's inspections and to watch our undercover tape.
These are all major health threats.
And the county knows all about it. On Cantor's last inspection, the health department found 26 violations, including evidence of cockroaches and rodents. Cantor's failed that inspection with a score of 53 out of 100 and failed even worse the year before. Why aren't these places being closed?
Well, first of all, we try to work with the operator, and we look to see what the problem is. If it gets repeated and repeated, we ultimately will close many of these places.
But we found thousands of places failing their inspections that haven't been shut down. Places like Le Petit Bistro in West Hollywood, Acapulco in West LA, and Norm's Restaurant on La Cienega. And then there's the Revival Cafe, another place the I-Team went undercover. We found workers constantly eating on the job, a major violation because it spreads disease. Workers like this guy. While making a salad, he licks the dressing off his fingers. He never washes his hands. And then he just scoops that salad onto a plate and sends it out to the customer. And back in the pantry, we found food so spoiled it fell apart when we touched it. Inspectors have failed the Revival on 3 recent inspections.
There's something drastically wrong with the enforcement in this county if they allow a restaurant like that to stay open.
So what does it take for the county to close a dirty restaurant? Consider the Ocean Star in Monterey Park, rated by the LA Times and by a prestigious guidebook as one of the best restaurants in town. We found the Ocean Star has failed every recent inspection. It was only after 21 people reported getting sick 2 months ago that the county finally closed them down for 1 day and told them to clean up. How much cleaning up did they do? We were undercover at the Ocean Star a month later, and look what we found. Meat sitting for hours in its own blood and juices, and shellfish left out of the fridge for hours, the same violations that can cause food poisoning. Inspectors were also concerned about the Ocean Star's employee habits, like smoking in the kitchen. But our hidden cameras catch one worker after another having a smoke while preparing food. This cook is doing it right in front of the sign that says no smoking. And take a look at this cook. His cigarette ashes fall right onto the cutting board where he's preparing fish that'll end up on someone's plate.
If the person has strep in their mouth because they have a cold, then they are going to get the strep on their fingers, and they're going to get the strep on the food.
The FDA says a restaurant should get inspected 4 times a year. LA County says it aims for 3 times a year. But Cantor's restaurant has only been inspected once a year. And remember Le Petit Bistro? It's been more than 2 years.
The public could be at risk to go to a place like that that has not been inspected in 2 years.
That's a possibility.
The problem is a shortage of health inspectors. The county says some restaurants have been overlooked because an inspector went on maternity leave.
That sounds like a ridiculous reason.
Well, I don't know if it's ridiculous. I mean, women do have children all the time.
But shouldn't the health department put another inspector in there then?
Well, yes, when they're available.
Infrequent inspections, food workers with dirty habits, restaurants that fail inspections over and over. All warning signs that the system that's supposed to protect us is failing the grade.
Now health officials tell us they are already trying to address the problems that we've uncovered. They're working on a new computer program that will eventually tell them when a restaurant is due for an inspection. We'll be watching to see what other actions the county takes, and we'll let you know.